Hey guys, it's Alliana. Welcome back to my channel. Today I did my take on the whole foxy eye trend that's going around. I really like the whole vibe and feel of that lifted and elongated kind of look. So if you want to see what I did to get this look, just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off by prepping the face with the Porefessional by Benefit. It's a pore minimizing primer. And for the eyes, I'm going to be using the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC. I'm going to be using the Tati Beauty palette, the Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette with the Luxie 205 brush. And I'm going to take the matte Aura color and put that all over my lids. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy foundation with my Sigma F80 brush to blend everything out. Now you're gonna see I'm kind of all over the place and there's a lot of back and forth, but I promise it all comes together at the end. I'm also working with a lot of dark spots that are left over from old blemishes, so we're gonna just try to conceal that as best as we can today. Now I'm going in with the Universal Brow Pencil by Billion Dollar Brows. Just going to brush out my brows and fill them in. Now for this look, everything is a little bit more lifted and elongated, so in order to do that, the brows do tend to be a little bit more straight. Now with my brows, in order for them to look more straight, they do have to be pretty bold, and I personally am not the biggest fan of bold brows on myself, so it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but we are going in for this foxy look. So after filling them in and everything, brushing them out, we're going to go back later and correct them, but I want to go in with a little color correction. I'm taking this Black Radiance HD color corrector in orange just to go over the dark spots. I know I should have done it before, but I'm going to be doing another layer of foundation, so I'm just putting that under my eyes and in my smile lines as well, and just blending everything out with my fingertip, and I'm going to be putting on another layer of foundation over that to see if that can help hide these dark marks. After blending everything out, I'm going to go in with concealer, and I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Magic Star Concealer, and I just put a tiny dot under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my chin, and I'm just putting a tiny bit over this dark spot that didn't really cover and just blending that out with my fingertips. This brush is by Crown Brush. I like it to buff everything out. I'm just going to blend that out. And I love this concealer because you only need a little bit and it goes a very long way. Now I'm taking the Luxie 245 small shader brush, and I just put a little bit of the concealer in the back of my hand, and I'm just going back in to clean up those brows and try to shape them to be a little bit more straight. Next, taking the Sigma F84 angled kabuki brush with the Jeffree Star translucent powder. I'm kind of baking my eyes, but it's really more to act like a barrier for the actual eyeshadow that we're going to be doing. Now I'm taking the Luxie 205 with the Soothe, the Matte Soothe from the palette, and I'm going to go in my crease, focusing on the outer portion of that crease. Now with that same brush, I'm going to go back in with the Matte Aura, and I'm just going to take it to the inner portion of the eye. Just again, I want things to be kind of separated. I don't want that crease color going all the way in. This is the flat tight liner brush from Alamar Cosmetics. I'm going in with Matte Memory. That's the black shade from the palette. And I'm going to go in and start outlining that wing. Now, this shape is kind of different than I guess you would consider a traditional wing or like a cat eye wing. It's a little bit more lifted and goes up more. And so I just wanted to take my time making sure that it was going in the right direction. And also it's not like a full-on wing, but it gives that kind of silhouette of a wing. So we start off with a wing. But yeah, I had to adjust the tail end of that side a little bit just to make sure that I had the right angle and the right sharpness. I'm just going to fill in that outside portion of this wing that we're creating. Now I'm going in with the Luxie 141. It's a mini round. I wanted the mini flat angled brush. I didn't know where it was, and then I saw that it fell behind my vanity. But I'm just going to take this to kind of buff that out, and I'm going in with Matte Ritual, which is that deep brown shade from that palette, just to kind of buff everything out and soften that so it kind of looks like a diffused wing, not exactly like a sharp, bold liner, if that makes sense. I'm also going in and kind of flicking everything up towards the tail end of my brow, just so it still has that kind of lifted type of feel. I'm then going in with the Luxie 131 mini angled brush with no additional product and just blending everything out, diffusing everything out, making sure that there are no harsh lines. Then going back in with the Alamar brush, that's flat tight liner brush with no additional product, I'm just going to go in and define that tail end of the wing a little bit more. It was kind of hard for me to not go in and fully have that winged outline, but I had to control myself to not make a full-on wing. Now I'm going in with Matte Soothe with the mini angled brush, and I'm going to kind of trace the eye socket a little bit, almost like as if you were to go and contour your nose, but a little bit more towards your actual eye socket, like your eyelid, just to have a little bit of depth on that inner portion of the eye as well. Going a little bit towards the brow bone, but focusing on the inner portion of the eye. I'm then going to go in with the Luxie 205 with the Matte Aura and buff everything out by the brow bones, and also just go over the inner portion of my eyelid just to make sure that that stays bright. Then going with the Matte Ritual with that same mini round brush, we're going to go and buff everything out on the lower lash line, but focusing really on just the outer corner of the lash line. Now I'm taking my Real Techniques powder brush and brushing away any of that excess powder. And I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow, contouring with my Luxie 209 and contouring out my nose. And this time I'm also going to try to shape it so it's a little bit more pointed up my nose and round. The tip of my nose is round already, but it doesn't point up. So I'm going to try to create that illusion and highlight like that very center of my nose. This is a Lorac brush. It came with their contouring kit. So I'm just going to take that to contour my face, and I'm going to go in with a really sharp contour this time. Taking the Marc Jacobs bronzer with the Crown Brushes powder brush, I'm going to go in and add a little warmth and depth to my face. For blush, I'm using this Tarte blush in the color Savored and my MAC 219 brush. And going in, I'm also focusing on the top portion of my cheekbones and dragging everything out towards my hairline. For highlight, I'm going in with the Artist Couture, and I'm taking the F35 Sigma brush. This is in the color Illuminati, I believe, the highlighter. And again, focusing on the very top of my cheekbones, lifting everything up, and just a little bit on the center of my nose to have that kind of lifted nose illusion too. Everything's getting lifted. For eyeliner, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Retractable Eyeliner, and I'm going to go in and just tight line the upper lash line. And then I'm going to go in and actually just go in my waterline, but just on the outer corner. I don't want to bring it all the way in on the lower lash line. I feel like that'll kind of enclose my eyes too much, so I'm focusing on the outer corner of the waterline. And then I'm taking that round brush with the Matte Ritual with no additional product, just buffing everything out. And that Alamar brush, just defining that wing a little bit, going back in with the round brush and buffing that because I don't want the line too defined. Then I just cleaned it up with that foundation brush real quick. Now with that same eyeliner, I'm gonna go in and kind of just outline the inner corner of my eye. I do it very lightly. I feel like just a little bit of that outlining is enough. I really just put the eyeliner on the inner corner and pull it out a little bit. I don't really go crazy with trying to create a wing because I feel like it naturally has a wing on its own if you just put the eyeliner right in that inner corner. I don't want to drag it too much, just enough to have that look. I'm thinking about going in with individuals, but I wasn't sure. So I'm just going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm using the Unlashed mascara by Wander Beauty just to go and define my lashes. Now what you could do is just take a pair of falsies that you may already have and just cut the outer corner, but for me I thought that the ones I had were too dramatic, so I'm just going to go in with the individuals, and I literally just put like 5 individual lashes on the outer corner of each eye just to give that kind of pulled out look. For lips, I'm going to go in with the Alamar Cosmetics Lip Liner in Dulce, and I'm just going to line my lips. I'm not really going to overline too much today, but I just wanted to define my lips a little bit. For lipstick, I'm going to go in with the Colourpop Lipstick in What's Your Sign and just filling my lips in. And for gloss, I'm going to go in with the Alamar Cosmetics Lip Gloss, also in the color Dulce, just to add a little bit of shine to my lips, make them look a little bit more juicy, a little bit more plump, a little bit more foxy, if you will. And to finish off, I'm just going to set my face with the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, just to set everything and add a little bit of glow to my face. So that's it. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Ring the bell for notifications. Be sure to stay happy, and I will see you guys in my next video.